Hello, my name is Isabella Barnett. A playwright by the name of George Bernard Shaw said life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. So here are my favorite things which have played a part in creating who I am today. One place that I consistently draw a lot of inspiration from is nature. One of my other favorite places is Nordstrom. Nordstrom is an American department store which was founded in Seattle. Its 5 floors are always bustling with people and beautiful clothes. One of my favorite parts of working here is how the store really comes alive when people enter. Nordstrom has taught me about the different sides of the fashion industry. I've gotten to familiarize myself with many designers in my time at Nordstrom. One of my favorite brands is Bimba y Lola. I love how they incorporate really fun prints into their collections, but the pieces which they make are still very versatile. Another one of my favorite designers is Yves Saint Laurent. His clothes were always so beautiful and had so much attention to detail. Some of my favorite works of his are from his time at Dior. Marni uses such cool patterns and shapes in their work. There is something so fun but also sleek about their collections which I really admire. I appreciate how they are not afraid of using color or incorporating interesting materials into their pieces. Dolce & Gabbana is another brand that has really shaped the way that I think about clothing. My favorite parts of their brand are that they transport you to another place with their clothes and they think about real women when designing them. I try to be fun while still being practical with my style. I achieve this by infusing my wardrobe with vintage pieces as well as unique prints. My favorite accessory is my go-go boots. They are surprisingly versatile. I will pair them with a jumpsuit and trench coat like I've done here if I am running around but still want to be fun. Or if I'm going to work, I will pair them with my wide-leg trousers and a lightweight jacket to keep cool in the summer. With this look, I am also wearing my favorite lace shirt. This lace looks like faces from marble statues. The shirt is one of my favorite pieces because it's an original classic with a twist, which is very practical for everyday life. I found this cowboy shirt on a road trip my best friend and I took at the beginning of the summer. I love pieces that transport you to another place and time. Whenever I slip this shirt on, it makes me feel like a cowgirl and instantly brightens my mood. I want to make clothes that instantly brighten someone's day when they wear them. Clothes have the power to transform the way that people perceive themselves, and the right clothes can make anyone feel unstoppable. One of the main things that stands out to me about an article of clothing is the material it's made of. I adore the plush feel of a cashmere or the durable protective feeling of a wool coat. I firmly believe that the best clothes do not only look amazing, but make the person wearing them feel amazing as well. The same goes for colors. Overall, I love colors in collections that are sentimental and transport you to another place. Colors that are unapologetic and pigmented are what I typically gravitate towards. I find myself often reaching for red. Red is such a beautiful color with so many dimensions to it. It represents passion and beauty, and it instantly captivates anyone who lays their eyes upon it. Another color which I find myself drawn to is navy. Navy is inky and deep like the ocean. I find that it pairs nicely with most things and is very sophisticated. The Seattle Art Museum has played a big role in making me who I am today. It has always got new exhibits cycling through. People from all walks of life can be seen at the museum, all admiring the same art. My time at the museum has really made me intrigued in how people perceive fashion and art. Fashion is an art form which everyone participates in, and that is particularly interesting to me. My favorite art to admire are paintings. Richard Phillips is one artist who I find incredibly inspiring. He creates flawless portraits using vibrant, lively colors to represent different lighting. I also find his fractured portraits intriguing. His work has influenced my love of color and inspired me to create pieces which take a different spin on a classic. Gauguin is my favorite artist. His pieces create scenes using a variety of different shapes and bold colors which make them come to life. My favorite piece of his is this self-portrait. I admire how he incorporated this striking green throughout the portrait while still keeping it realistic. This vibrant hue is not often seen in portraits. One thing to know about me is that I love to go on adventures. One of my goals in life is to travel to every continent, including Antarctica. So when I stumbled across Zaria Foreman's work, I was instantly mesmerized. She creates giant photorealistic portraits of icebergs using chalk pastels. Whenever I look at her glassy blues and hazy purple reflections, I can almost feel the frigid Arctic air biting at my cheeks. I'm inspired by her work to think about the manipulation of different materials and creating pieces which transport people. I particularly enjoy drawing. For my AP art class, I created a series of pieces that was centered around exploring how fashion interacts with the real world. I developed my skills a lot throughout this series. In the beginning, I was exploring how people interacted with clothing. Here are a few pieces which I created for this series. Towards the end of my series, I wanted to investigate how we view each other through fashion. The quintessential example of this is a little girl putting on her mom's shoes to be just like her mom. My final and favorite piece, which I did, was an attempt to capture the experience of seeing someone who is meticulously dressed and owning their look. When I see someone like this, everyone else just disappears. Here are some other pieces that I have done. Music is a huge inspiration source of mine. Currents by Tame Impala is an album full of psychedelic rock tunes that ooze a good time. It is one of my favorite albums. The guitar practically drips out of your stereo, and every time I listen to it, I'm enveloped by amazing feelings. Another one of my favorite albums is ABBA Gold. ABBA Gold is the ultimate feel-good, sing at the top of your lungs, and dance like nobody's watching album. It is sure to be a crowd pleaser whenever it's played, and it makes you feel unapologetically groovy. It has taught me how to really own what I am interested in and truly go for whatever I am doing. Media all around has played a big part in shaping who I am. One TV show that really impacted my style is Mad Men. While the characters are full of evident flaws, the art direction is not. The set is sharp and the outfits are fun and not afraid to really show who the characters are. In general, I love the 60s. They really went for it when it came to fashion, and I love all the interesting silhouettes that the clothes had. It seems like a time when fashion was, to put it simply, fun. And I am a strong believer that fashion should always be fun. I don't have a favorite photograph, but I do draw a ton of inspiration from Instagram. I love to bookmark things and then go back to look at them later. I tend to gravitate towards pictures that are colorful and confident. Photos which take an abstract approach to capturing an everyday object are particularly fascinating to me. My favorite ad campaigns are the Dolce & Gabbana campaigns that have all the different family members in them. I really like these campaigns because they show people really wearing the clothes out in the real world instead of only supermodels with a blank background. I think they also do an amazing job of making you imagine what it was really like to be there when the photos were taken, having a good time with everyone. Last year when I visited Paris, I didn't know what to expect. But while I was there, I learned a lot about myself and what the world outside of America is like, and I loved it. I loved all the museums, how people take time to slow down and enjoy the little moments in life, the architecture, and the amazing fashion. Everything since then has seemed to be calling me to go back to Paris, and I think about it every day. When I was in Paris, I visited several schools, but Esmod instantly captured my heart. I loved the campus the moment I stepped foot onto it. The student work blew me away with its attention to detail, but the thing that I liked the most was how serious the school was about teaching its students about fashion. From the foundation course, I hope to learn more about the design side of the fashion industry and the business side. I'm particularly interested in learning more about how the two fit together. I hope to improve my skills and get feedback on my work. I'm excited to be surrounded by students who are passionate and interested in fashion. After my completion of the foundation course, I hope to attend Esmod Fashion Design undergraduate program. Esmod truly is my dream school. I've wanted to go there ever since I toured it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope Esmod is my favorite place that helps me create who I am in the future.